Prime Minister signs National Consensus on Crime, declares St. Thomas and Clarendon communities as quarantine areas, and champions the use of political sovereignty to achieve economic independence. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan. Last week, Monday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and other leaders, including opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips, signed the National Consensus on Crime Memorandum of Understanding. Signed at the Crime Consensus Summit, the agreement outlines the steps that must be taken for a sustainable reduction in crime, inclusive of milestones and agreements on a monitoring and reporting mechanism. Mr. Holness said the signing showed a united approach to crime-fighting efforts while providing oversight for actions to be taken.
Public disorder, crime and violence, and limited consequences for breaches of the law have for too long characterized Jamaica's security landscape. The political, economic, social, cultural, and infrastructural divides that continue to plague our society, these directly benefit criminals. Criminals profit when there is a divide in strategy and policy in the government.
By Tuesday, the Prime Minister was in North Central Clarendon for the opening of the Mucka Relief Station, a first for the community and its environs. The pumping station will carry water to several areas, including Red Bank, Cedars, and Pusey. The works were carried out by the National Water Commission, NWC.
It is not rare for the NWC to be operating in rural areas. But more and more, this administration is pushing the NWC to expand what is called the utility area, meaning the area in which they supply water for persons to be metered. And I want to emphasize, you need to come a little closer, Mr. President, that this is one of such projects where the water will be metered.
While urging residents to conserve water and pay their bills, Mr. Holness revealed that the government planned to have 85% of the population within 100 meters of a water supply system. For the other 15%, Mr. Holness said catchment, springs, and other small water projects would be used to supply the liquid to those homes.
As a government, despite COVID-19, we remain committed to making this the decade of growth for Jamaica to anchor our peace, prosperity, and resilience.
That was the Prime Minister delivering his message to commemorate the island's 58th anniversary of independence. Mr. Holness said a lot had been done to ensure that Jamaica could take advantage of its political sovereignty in order to realize its economic independence and prosperity.
Let us also remember that prosperity is not a destination. It is a direction on a journey. It unfolds each day. Let us join hands and heart in working each day to ensure the emergence of a new Jamaica, a Jamaica that is the place of choice to live, work, do business, raise families, and retire in paradise. In relation to the areas that are identified for quarantine in the parishes of Clarendon and St. Thomas, as we had done before, we will impose measures under the Disaster Risk Management Act to restrict movement and allow our health team the space to undertake their surveillance, their further surveillance, and related activities.
This was later on Independence Day when Prime Minister Andrew Holness called a digital press conference to address an uptick in COVID-19 cases. He revealed that effective August 6, the Sandy Bay community in Clarendon and Bamboo River in St. Thomas were under 14-day quarantine. During this period, the communities are under curfew. Residents will be allowed to leave their homes on shopping days, which are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. On Friday, the Prime Minister was in Western Jamaica, where he turned on the Flower Hill water supply system in St. James. After 30 years without the commodity, residents of Flower Hill and surrounding communities now have access to potable water. The $110 million system was funded by the Rural Water Supply Limited.
In modern Jamaica, we should reach the point where everybody has potable water, meaning water that you can drink, water that you can use to do your domestic chores with, in your home.
And that is our goal.
While in St. James, the Prime Minister toured Barrytown, where he unveiled the community's new signage, opened its park, and viewed the progress on a school. The projects are being undertaken by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund under its Integrated Community Development Project. During his visit to St. James, Mr. Holness also viewed another JSIF project. This time he got a first-hand look at work being done on the $550 million Montego Bay Fire Department building. The fire station is being constructed under JSIF's Disaster Vulnerability Reduction Program. Mr. Holness hopped over to Hanover on Saturday, where he turned on the Claremont to Jericho water supply system. The $400 million system ends 48 years of water scarcity in the area. Over 8,000 persons are expected to benefit from the new water supply system provided by the National Water Commission.
Every single Jamaican can be assured that the government is making the investment in water according to strategic priorities. We want to know where we're going to get the greatest economic return. We're going to want to look at, for example, where we can ensure that when we make the investment, we can get the repayment. But we also have a duty to make the investment where people have been without water for many years.
Prime Minister Holness also spent his weekend at church. On Saturday, he attended a service at the Lucy Seventh-day Adventist Church. And on Sunday, he worshipped at the Mount Carey Baptist Church in St. James. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.